Okay, we're here at the African Marketplace with director and film actor Mario Van Peebles, and I just want to say hello and commend you on, the work you've been doing throughout the years. I know you've made films that were not only entertaining, but made people think, and so I want to commend you on that.
Thank you, brother.
And I want to ask you, do you have anything else? Are you working on anything at this time?
I just finished a film with me and Wesley Snipes and Sybil Shepherd called Hard Luck, and that's going to be out soon. And Wesley and I worked together on a film called New Jack City. I directed him in that, yeah. So it's kind of nice to, get together with that brother again and do something and really mix things up. As you said, I try to do films that are not only movies, but they're films too. And if you can figure out how to entertain folks and yet have some nutritional value in the mix, that's it. Because then it's like if we all bring a little piece of the light, then we can bring the dawn. And so I just try to bring a little light through what I do. Yeah.
Let me ask you, in regards to society, have you noticed any changes in society post 9/11?
Well, there are a lot of changes. The interesting thing about 9/11 is that, I have kids. My kids are out here performing today. If one of my elder kids comes and says, Daddy, my younger brother Mandela hit me, or my younger brother Michaelo hit me, well, I would say that's wrong, that she got hit. But my second question as a thinking parent would be, did you do anything that might make them want to hit you? Now, any thinking parent would say, before I go upside your head for hitting your brother or sister, ask that brother or sister, did they do anything to provoke you? It's not right to hit. But on the other hand, if you don't want to be hit again, any intelligent parent, any intelligent human being is going to ask why. Well, post 9/11, they made it so it was not patriotic to ask why. But it is absolutely patriotic to ask why. It is your duty to ask why. You got to ask why. You have to question authority. So I think once you ask why and you say, well, gee, we had something to do with taking Allende out, had to do with Chile. We in the name of protecting American business interests all over the world, we've been doing some bad stuff, in our name. So once you understand that, it's like Brother Malcolm said, every now and then, man, them badass chickens come home to roost. But it's got to do with a lot of that same old law of cause and effect. The cause is we go in here and we take their oil, and we like to support regimes that are totalitarian, not regimes that are democratic, because if they're democratic, a new cat might come in and take our oil interest. So we don't want democracy around the world. That's not our real agenda. What our real agenda is, we want to support oil, and we want to support our business interests. So sometimes you got to ask those questions. I'm not saying it's right to be blowing people up anywhere, but it's no more right for colonial states to do it or colonial nations to do it than it is for the underdeveloped ones to do it. Sorry for the long answer, but you're asking blue book questions. I got to give you blue book answers. Okay.
Because on this program, I ask a question, let the tape roll.
Beautiful, man.
It's not like the news things that just show 2 seconds.
See that's why you got to go in depth. You have to understand. It's like not understanding an earthquake because you don't know what a fault line is. Right. Once you understand where the fault line is, you go, oh, that's what plays out. That's why we're so sensitive about any questions about Israel, because anyone says anything, well, they might be anti-Semitic. But check it out. Me criticizing an African regime doesn't make me anti-black. Me criticizing Bush doesn't make me anti-American. Me criticizing the Likud party, the right-wing Likud party, doesn't make me anti-Semitic, because there's a whole bunch of Jewish folks over there that want peace. The spectrum is wide, just like here. There's folks that are pro-war and folks that are saying, no, that war ain't the answer. So the spectrum is very wide. Anytime you narrow it into a us versus them thing, that's very reductive thinking.
Yeah. Have you noticed any changes in society post-Hurricane Katrina?
Well, post-Hurricane Katrina, I think it's very clear to all these folks right here where we're at. We're in a third world country no matter what country we're in. And that's one thing you ask about Hurricane Katrina, because my new movie, Hard Luck, starts out with Wesley Snipes waking up in a hospital and it's abandoned. He doesn't know why. And turns out he's one of those unlucky brothers that was operated on just before Hurricane Katrina hit, and he woke up and it was totally abandoned. And it's very clear, how they think about us and how quickly we'll be rescued when we need it. So I think it was the defining moment for black folks. But on the other hand, we know this. Now, if this happened to any other race, people would be all jumping up and down. But, it's us. And as Brother Malcolm put out, we've been used to terrorist attacks since the bombing at the 16th Street Church in the South. And those 4 little girls were blown up. So we've been used to terrorist attacks by the Klan and terrorist attacks by the government and terrorist attacks. So this is not new to us. We understand it. I know you understand it, you know.
So what effect do you believe Hurricane Katrina had on Black America?
Well, I hope the effect is a wake-up effect, you know, and not a go-back-to-sleep effect. I hope it's a galvanizing effect and not a poor me, I'm not empowered effect. I hope it's a do-something effect and not a I can't do effect. You know, for me, like I said, there's two loves in your life, what you do and who you do it with. So I take my art, say my art is film, and I try to say something through film. You take your art and say, well, my film, my vibe is getting that word out. And through getting your word out, you try to talk to people that got something to say so you can get that word out. So if each one of us teach one of us, then we're straight. I hope, like I said, that it's a wake-up call for us. I know a lot of us, you know, start to forget every now and then where we're at. It didn't matter if it was you and me standing on that roof. We'd have both been hungry. You know what I mean? Didn't matter if we have BAs or MBAs or you know, PhDs. We'd have both been hungry. You know what I mean? Didn't matter if one's light and bright and damn near white, the other one's dark skin. We'd both be hungry. So once it's clarified, you know, like Malcolm said, they don't see you and pick on you because you're a Christian or because you're a Muslim or because you're a Baptist. We all got one big thing in common, and most of us here are right here at this marketplace. So that's good for us to know. And anytime we forget, you know, it'll remind us. We got to handle our business. We got to handle ourselves. We have a lot to learn about supporting each other and handling and getting our own business right. Look, you know what's interesting about us? Our youth, our hip-hop youth, whatever you want to say about our youth, set the trend for all over the world. I was just in Paris, and you see little French white kids walking around with their hat backwards, trying to do some rap. Do you know what I mean? So we set the style for all of the world, and yet we don't economically benefit from that. See, I think we should support this. I think we should support us. You know, so don't get me started, man.
In regards to the family, what would you say the state of the Black family is today?
Well, the family, especially in America, has been tough, the Black family, because, you know, they did such a thorough job on us. You see, when you look at Africa and when they took the slaves from, when they took our forefathers from, the port of no return, the door of no return, they call it, they deliberately broke up the family. They sent the father to Jamaica and the mother to Brazil and the son or the daughter to America. So you had, the biggest thing they did was destroy the nuclear Black family and make it illegal for us to be educated. So you got a whole lot of us still out there that aren't that educated, and a whole lot of us still out there that aren't taking care of our babies the way we should. Now, I have 5 kids, but my daughter is over in Switzerland, my other daughter's in France, I got my other baby going to India, I'm taking my kids to Africa. So have as many babies as you can love and raise up right. That's what you need to figure out. Do you know what I mean? And if you go beyond that and you're not there for your children, then... You know, my grandfather told me once, he said, son, don't judge a man but how much bling he got, how many Cadillacs he got. Look at his kids. Look at the investment in your kids.
That's a good point there. Yeah.
I got a jet, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right.
Anything you'd like to say in closing?
In closing, brother, I would like to say thank you for being here, and this beautiful young brother on the camera right here. But thank you for having me on, and it's good to be able to talk to us. There's so many times you do interviews, and it's not for family, and it's not for us. And to have a forum where we can speak to us is so beautiful. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, I'm honored.
Okay, let me give you...